Hi, everyone. I don't know what happened there, but we're here. Hello, welcome. This is the Hack the Dino Gaming Cast. I am the future incarnate of death, Ben Rosenthal, and I am joined by Floppy Starrick.
Hello, everyone.
History's greatest enabler.
It's true.
And joining us tonight is today, or wherever you're listening to this, the underground ninja himself, Patrick.
Woo!
Patrick, welcome.
Thank you very much.
Thanks for coming. Oh, Jazz is here as well because Anto's dying of the plague.
Thank you, Jazz.
And you might notice,
Mart.
You may notice that my voice is a little gravelly, and that's because I have a cold, not the global bastard, but just a run-of-the-mill cold. So if you hear me hacking up some phlegmy stuff, enjoy ASMR just for you.
Why'd you lick my face earlier, man? That was a bit weird.
Well, that's how we greet each other.
It is true.
It's the traditional dino greeting.
It is. Have you ever been greeted the traditionally dino way? If you haven't, just next time you see us in public,
Yep.
give us a wink.
And if we really like you, we spit in your mouth. But Floppy.
Yes, mate.
Who's our guest? What's
This
all
is,
going on?
as you said before, this is the underground ninja, Patrick.
Patrick.
Friend of the show. He's deciding to... Underground. Oh, underground. I get it. Patrick, tell us a little about yourself. What do you like to do? You're a gamer?
Do some gaming.
Do some gaming. What do you like? What's your game of choice?
Metal Gear Solid, without a doubt, 100%. Did you say Metal Gear?
Metal Gear.
Gear. Meryl.
Jasmine loves Metal Gear Solid and Kojima, don't you, Jazz?
Yeah.
Say no more.
Say no more, money more.
Anyway, so Metal Gear, favourite game of all time, favourite thing of all time, favourite thing of always.
What do you like to do when you're not working, when you're at home and just entertaining yourself with your ninja type skills?
Apart from slaving away over a hot keyboard, 100% is going to be tinkering with wood, metal, touching, grabbing, fixing, twisting, all the fun things that you do with a pole and a stick and pulling it up and down.
We have fun here at Hack the Dino with poles and sticks.
Is it weird that I got slightly aroused by that?
Ties back to the traditional dino greeting that you made.
Can I also say that our podcast listeners are in for a treat? I've had it from I've heard from multiple sources.
Yep.
Patrick has the sexiest voice on the planet.
Oh, really?
And people could listen to him for days.
You got a silky smooth voice.
Ooh, smooth chocolate flavour.
Oh.
There is at least two people out there right now.
They've got poles in their pants.
They literally cannot leave their couch right now.
Anyway, we're here to talk about video games, past, present, and future. The news, reviews, previews, and all that fun stuff. A little bit has happened in the gaming world. Not much news. A
little bit.
Well, there was a big thing earlier, which
There's going to be some news.
But some cool games released. We're all playing some games. But Patrick, what are you playing at the moment?
Right now, I've actually switched back to good old Death Stranding.
Oh, that's free at the moment on the Epic Games Store. I'm reliably told by Jazz, who's sitting in for Anto.
You've got the Death Stranding console, don't you?
I do. I've actually got the special edition 1TB PS4 Pro. It comes with that beautiful yellowy goodness that we all know and love from the BB unit of your controller. It is stunning. It is absolutely stunning.
I just need to do something real quick.
That's weird. It's weird when he does this.
I can't hear anything.
Oh no, he's fixing things. He's fixing
Gotta
stuff.
fix things.
You know what? I didn't play Death Stranding. I couldn't do it.
It's walking sim.
I tried like 3 times.
You got to. It's the madness of Hideo Kojima. Just in courier packaging.
Do you love all of Kojima's other stuff? Like obviously we're a Metal Gear fan.
We are.
We are all Metal Gear fans.
We are.
I couldn't do Death Stranding.
Couldn't do Stranding. I couldn't do Zone of the Enders.
Oh really?
I love giant Japanese robots.
Me too.
Metal Gear, obviously.
Metal Gear.
Evangelion, Gundam, all the fun things in life. But unfortunately, no. Zone of the Enders absolutely could not get into it.
Are you going to do Armored Core? Fires of Rubicon.
It does look beautiful.
It does.
It does. It may need a solid going over.
That's what. Yeah. Anyway, all right, cool. So you've been playing that. I've been playing Jedi Survivor. I wasn't on the last show, so I think Braden did a nice big review on it. Would I be right, Ben?
Yep.
Ben says yes. As a disembodied voice from another room. But I tell you what, I finished Resident Evil 4. That was an amazing time. Have you played that yet?
I haven't. I'm absolutely frothing for it, seeing it's a 1-for-1 remake, essentially, just with extra flavour.
It was so good because I hadn't actually played it since like 2005.
Whoa.
I know, right?
Whoa.
I know. I played it new on the
People
PS2.
have had children that can now legally drink
for
since
the
the
longer than
last time
I
you've
played
had that
Resident
thing.
Evil 4. And so I played it again, but I realized I couldn't actually remember much of it. Like, so it was almost like playing new until I got halfway through things, and I was like, I remember this. Or I remember this plot point. Or I remember this boss fight. But it was different. So that was really cool.
They are great. It's an absolutely phenomenal game, and it's so beautiful, and obviously winning and well deserving of every damn award that's coming its way. Will we get more Mercenaries DLC in the future? Who knows?
I don't really care.
Oh, what?
Nah,
Mercenaries, tofu.
I want single player. I want number 1 to be remade.
I don't think they're going to do it.
Do we know why?
No, we don't. Why did they start with 2?
Well, they did do a remake originally, didn't they? On the GameCube.
They did. It's a partial remake that was also released on the PlayStation Network, and it's currently still free via the Deluxe.
It is, but I want to see what they do with number 2, 3, and 4, and I want to see them do it with number 1.
True.
But anyway, so I finished Resident Evil. That was an epic time. It was great. Anto's finished it about probably 4 times since I started this conversation. He plays it so much. Yeah, there you go. After in the chat, hey, it's Anto, at home on his deathbed. After platinuming it, I have played through it twice more. Jesus. But I did pick up Star Wars Jedi Survivor. So I'm a big Star Wars fan, big fan of Fallen Order. It's one of my favourite Star Wars games.
Speaking of polls, these ones light up.
Yes, they do.
Zoom.
And you can have double-ended ones.
Ooh.
And you can split them into 2. And you can do other things with them.
It's good motion. This is the motion of the day.
We were so trying. We were
that was
so
very apt. That was very good.
But yeah, it's so good, and they did. So I had a few little things I wanted them to fix from the first game. I didn't have a problem with the map from the first one. Like, it seems like the internet had an issue with the map.
Oh, I certainly did.
I mean,
Absolute
I feel like
nightmare.
If you can't read that, you shouldn't play games.
It wasn't so much read. It was more just navigate using,
left, right,
the
up, down.
sunstone in the middle of the field, and not much else. It gives you nothing. It gives you nothing but hatred.
I found it easy, but I just wanted to be able to put a waypoint in. I can do that now.
That's a thing.
It is.
That's an evolved thing.
It is, so now I can do that. The game is getting huge, though. Have you had a look at it?
I have. It is ridiculous, and I've also seen a lot of the notes about the PC port, let alone the frame rate drop.
Don't even worry about the PC port. Just play it on a PlayStation the way God intended.
Nature is love. And that's it.
Well, you know what? Play it on an Xbox too. Just play it on a console the way it's meant to be played.
The Holy Trinity. PC, Xbox, PlayStation.
Yeah. No, I think the Holy Trinity is PlayStation, Xbox, and Nintendo, and PC is like that cousin that doesn't quite work.
Sometimes. Gets a contract job now and again.
I can proof that PCs don't work. Ben's trying to fix ours.
The struggle. The struggle is real.
Something. I'm not sure what it is, but it's something.
Whose microphone is kind of working? Let's find out. It's probably not mine.
I think all our microphones are working.
I'm
anyway, Dylan the villain in the chat. It is going to be a pain. Well, you know me. I don't do 100% because I don't have time. But
Hey, I'm back. It's me. Did you miss me? Hi.
It was weirdly quiet and not awkward.
Oh, good.
And less sexual.
I don't know. A lot of the hand gesturing, a lot of
there was, we made up for it somehow.
know.
Is everything working all right now, Ben?
I just gave it a rub and tub, and we're all. That's
Thank
a
you for
technical.
almost making me spit water all over my.
Well, it's better than the alternative. Again, going back to that traditional dino greeting.
What have you been playing, Ben?
I have been playing this little baby here for the podcasters who can't see through time and space. I am talking about Legend of Zelda: Tears of the Kingdom. And my goodness, this game is beyond perfect.
You reckon?
Yeah, I love it so much. I'm only up
Wow.
to... I've put, I think, maybe 12, 15 hours into it. What I really like about Zelda games, good Zelda games, is that you are just dropped into the world and it's like, all right, off you go. No, I love that.
See, this is a reason I don't play Animal Crossing. I
Really?
like structure.
Don't play these yet, Jazz. That's a surprise for later.
Okay, sorry.
I am 15 hours in. I'm just up to the first temple. I'm not going to spoil anything.
15 hours in and first temple.
Yeah.
That is a mammoth of a game.
Yeah, so the tutorial takes about 2 hours.
Are you going to play this, Patrick?
I certainly am. I've myself actually got the collector's edition.
Me too.
Nice.
I think we all did, didn't we?
I think we all did.
I still haven't touched mine. I actually upgraded my Switch for this game.
Yeah, me
Because
too.
mine was I had to turn up the volume on my Switch when playing a game to drown out the noise of the fan. It was I won't lie, I've dropped it.
Yeah, right. Okay, that's fair enough.
Not the
yeah.
new one, the old one.
So I was a little bit concerned because it starts off, as I described it, as a walking sim. Mm-hmm. That doesn't last too long.
Death Stranding, mate.
Death
You're
Stranding, yeah,
loving
that's
it.
where we're at.
Well, and then it goes into the tutorial that goes for about 2 hours to teach you all the brand new ultra hand techniques. They're really cool. Now, I know Floppy, before you were saying you're shying away from building stuff because you don't want that. It is so much fun. And
I don't want that.
It's used more for crafting things. So the fuse technique is really fun because we'll get to what people have been building. But all the weapons, because of storyline, are all rusted now. Everyone, you can't find a good weapon.
Okay.
But you can fuse your weapons with other elements like a rock to give it added durability.
See, I'd probably do that part. I still want to build.
Yeah, well, you don't have
stuff.
to do that much.
I don't build things in Fortnite either.
Yeah.
I don't play Mario Maker because I don't like a game some assembly required.
No, you'll be fine.
DIY.
Trust me, it is different. But have you played Minecraft? Did you enjoy Minecraft?
I play creative mode though.
Yeah, so it's akin to Minecraft. So what I did is I found 2 swords, and I went, oh, well, if I fuse them together, maybe I'll get a strong sword.
Call it two-sword.
Or a
Did you get
double-ended sword.
double-ended sword.
Double-ended sword.
No, even better.
Oh.
I fused it, and I got 1 sword, and I thought they'd be fused together because they're both the same weapon.
Do you get double-bladed one sword?
I got 1 sword, and then fused onto the other end was another sword. So I had a real long double sword.
Gone straight back to Final Fantasy all over again.
Anto's going to love it.
Double-bladed katana, anybody?
It was great. It's just so much fun.
Do your weapons still break every 5 minutes?
Yes, but there's ways around that.
Okay.
No, again, there's ways around. That's why you fuse it with other elements.
Don't
so they last
fight
longer.
anything.
Well, that as well. So that's an option. You've got... So if Breath of the Wild... I think Breath of the Wild was very relaxing. There were intense times, but it was mainly about discovery and taking it easy and just walking around everywhere and enjoying it. This one, Tears of the Kingdom, is not. It is a lot darker. And just as an example, I had no idea this was a thing, but something called gloom hands. Basically, it's...
glue hands?
Gloom hands. It's like a giant pool of dark energy, and there's 5 or 6 hands that come out with eyes on there.
Oh, gross.
And they chase you down and grab you.
Ooh.
And what's more, they can pop up anywhere in Hyrule Field. So I was just walking along, and all of a sudden, it started like the blood moon. These bits flying up. I'm like, what's going on here? And then all of a sudden, there was this scream, and these things pop out of the ground and start chasing me down. Got me and just ripped me apart.
No, please.
Oh, that's a hard no.
It was awesome. It runs perfectly on the Switch hardware as well.
Oh.
So I think Floppy and I were having a discussion a couple of weeks back about it, or even earlier during the week. The whole debacle about Pokemon Sword and Shield
not working, and people thinking the Switch is underpowered. I'm like, the stuff that they've got to run on there perfectly.
Yeah.
Xenoblade Chronicles 3.
Yep.
That is a heavy
Very.
game.
Yep.
Runs perfectly.
Perfectly.
This game, I assume, I haven't looked at it yet, but it runs perfectly.
I've not seen a frame drop.
I don't think there's an issue with the processing power of the Switch. I think it's more of a developer thing.
The physics engine is next level. It was good in Breath of the Wild. Just being able to do things like, I need to complete that circuit. Well, I could do it that way, or I could just get my sword and throw it down and complete the circuit that way because metal conducts electricity.
That's how I did half of my old job.
All your swords
Yes.
carrying around.
Pocket sword.
Just, I need to create a circuit. Screwdriver.
The physics engine, it's almost broken, but it's not broken. So you can do things like, you have to get all these rocks out of a lava river in order to complete a temple and build a bridge and use that bridge to get over. Or you can just lift, using one of your techniques, lift the boulder out, fly it over to the bridge and then fly it back, dump it, and then use the rewind time function and just stand on that and it just takes you over there.
That's clever.
You can cheese a lot of the game. It's great. People are building sort of bridges everywhere as well.
Ooh.
In order to get, one of the towers is surrounded by spikes. So I just built a bridge.
Yeah, right.
And then there's another one. You can get these rockets and you attach them to your shield. And as soon as you pull your shield out, it makes the rocket go up like a dragon uppercut. So instead of climbing up, I just did a dragon uppercut half a level.
Ooh, that's good. I do like that.
Now, there are some new abilities which make for some interesting contraptions. So, Jazz, can we play the first one there?
Is that someone made a mech?
Yes.
People have been making weird shit, haven't they?
People have been making mechs. People have been... like making a mech and then like making ships that fly off and fire lasers and are attacking enemies. Hi, Jazz.
Hey, Jazz. That was the best face ever.
I was trying to find the button.
There it is. Found it again. Jazz, ladies and gentlemen.
There it is. That's what I wanted.
There's that. Look at. Okay, that's kind of impressive.
So,
But I don't
yeah.
want to build it. Just give it to me.
Yeah, no, well, that's the thing. So you build it, but there's also, later on in the game, there is an instruction manual type thing where it builds it automatically.
Cool.
So
Good.
it just
I'll
goes
do that bit.
and puts everything, all the pieces back together.
Metal Gear.
I'll do that. But yeah, we're going to make Metal Gear Zelda.
Hardcore Metal Gear Zelda.
Yep, done. I'm in.
Then there's other better ways to defeat enemies. You can see a link there
Oh, jeez.
up against the Lionel. Jazz, can we play the second video there? Mm-hmm. It's a rather cocky way to play. That's all right. It's supposed to make those sounds.
When you say cocky way,
it's a cocky way.
you don't mean brash, do you?
No.
Some BDE out in the field.
We can see here someone's got two boulders and a log up against a Hinox, and they're just winding it around. What are they doing? I don't
That
understand.
looks really wrong.
And then they use the rewind, and they just turkey slap him
Oh.
and defeat him using the rewind function.
My question is, where do they get my measurement? No, sorry.
They've seen the video as well, Floppy.
Mate, if
We've
you
all
haven't by
seen it.
now, just go to hackthedino.com.
And finally, the one thing you remember in the original Breath of the Wild that one of the tasks was you had to find 900 Koroks,
Oh, yeah.
and it was really annoying.
Yeah.
They're back in this game.
Yeah.
Cool.
However, people are getting their vengeance.
Okay.
People, so people are going up to statues and
Oh! Oh!
so other people are fusing, obviously, TNT barrels to their boomerang. Boomerangs come
That's going
back.
to come back. Idiot. That's cool.
So
Oh, no, mate. No, it's not. No.
Well, don't-
Oh, wait.
but
Oh,
wait.
Oh, shit.
he regains it. He gets it back. So for the podcast listeners, just someone who's found a glider upstairs. So as you can see here, it's a Korok on a cross in a lightning storm. They built a cross. And then the lightning comes down and fries the Korok.
Oh.
I like that. Oh, man.
And people
that was
have made
impressive.
rotisseries with Koroks on them, with just flames cooking them.
Is that tires?
Yep. Just people are making the weirdest crap, and I love it.
This is gonna be a whole new segment of YouTube now, isn't it? Like weird Tears of the Kingdom concoctions and
Yep.
contraptions.
It's fantastic.
That looks normal.
Well, it does for now.
For podcasters, we're looking at a cart attached
Yep.
to a horse.
Cart
I don't
attached
know. Why
to
is
a horse.
that? That's not weird.
No, it's not weird at all. In fact, he's just going to go off on a jolly good gallop.
So are they just like glitches in the game, or this is?
No,
people
this is
have
the actual
found-
game.
Okay.
Oh shit!
This is the actual game. So
But
there
they
they
wouldn't have
are. I
intended
think,
for that stuff to happen, right?
no,
No.
some of them are mistakes. Some of them are you're waterboarding a
Oh, it's
Korok.
the Dick Cheney experience. A Donald Rumsfeld experience too.
Yeah, so overall, this game, freaking awesome. I cannot wait to see what people do with it. I'm really enjoying playing it. I highly recommend it to anyone.
I am
if you
gonna have
the
to start
opportunity.
it soon.
It's
Yeah.
so much fun. And you can just mainline it and not have to go through all this stuff.
Dude, you met me. I mainline everything.
Oh, yeah, dad mode.
But I tell you what, no, Jedi Survivor, I am getting stuck. Not stuck. I am catching myself just wandering off because it's so pretty. And new contraptions and finding little hidey holes with little, crates and things with cool things to unlock.
But that's that segment done. On to the next one where we talk about stuff.
Yes,
but
we
if
do.
you
And
like
things.
this, when we're operating correctly and not being awkward,
Smooth.
because we
dude.
never are, you can head on over to hackthedino.com and you can follow us on all our socials, on our TikToks, on our Instagram. I don't know if you've seen the past couple of days, Floppy, on Instagram and TikTok, I've been putting up our little retro hunt.
To be honest, I've been so flat chat over the last 8 days or so. I haven't seen anything.
Well, you're on TikTok. Congratulations.
Damn it.
Getting,
I don't
getting
have
all the
TikTok.
views.
I can't look at it.
Oh, well, you're also on Instagram.
Oh,
Hack the Dino.
I can see
Check
that.
us out. Or go to hackthedino.com. Just follow the links.
What am I doing on it?
Stuff.
You'd have to watch. It's too hard
Things.
to explain. No, it's when we went out on that impromptu retro hunt and we found stuff.
Oh,
Just
okay,
going through
cool.
our finds and what we saw and everything. Do you know what I saw last night about 10:30 Adelaide time?
Well,
Jazz is right next door, dude.
The reveal of the new Mortal Kombat 12 one.
Oh, yeah, I totally forgot that was happening and I didn't even watch it.
Oh, didn't you watch it?
No, I saw it this morning.
Well, I was going to say, luckily we have it here now.
I saw a little bit of it.
Now, this is obviously all cinematic to announce the date, which is coming out on September 19th.
19th.
It's a reboot again, which makes sense. It flows on for the other previous games. Spoiler, Liu Kang becomes a god and rewrites the whole
Is he
universe.
like Fire God or something?
Yeah, Fire God Liu Kang.
And didn't he like reset everything? Like multiverse style?
Yeah, basically all of reality ended and just he recreated it. So firstly, these cinematics look absolutely gorgeous. I was really blown away by them. I think we're starting to now see sort of like what the PS5 and the Xbox One can do because people have had a couple of years now to sort of develop and work out what's going on inside the innards of those lovely devices. So the characters confirmed to return are Fire God Liu Kang, obviously, Scorpion, Sub-Zero, Raiden, Kung Lao, Katana, Melina, Johnny Cage, and Shang Tsung.
Johnny Cage.
Which one's Katana and Melina? What colours do they wear?
Katana's blue, Melina's pink.
Pink or purple?
Purple.
Melina's got the funny mouth.
That's Melina,
Yeah.
I think.
Cool.
I don't really know.
So Shang Tsung's a pre-order bonus. There is also another pre-order bonus if you buy the premium edition pack.
Is Shang Tsung the original bad dude?
Yes.
Yeah, it is. Really.
You can get a skin for Johnny Cage that is Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Yes.
Oh, damn!
Yes. Blood sport. It's
Goddamn.
happening.
Now
It's
I'm in.
happening. It's blood sport.
Or a kickboxer. Same thing, really.
Ooh, yeah, really.
And here we can see
look
some
at
of the
that.
fatalities.
Oh!
Some of these are
Ew.
absolutely gruesome. You should see Liu Kang's one.
Do it.
Oh, man.
For the podcast listeners, if you can
pretty
just
impressive,
imagine
though.
the most amount of blood you've ever seen, amp it up to 11 and add gore.
So look at that skin.
Yeah. It's pretty good.
Here, wait until it's not there
You want to see
anymore.
some skin? Watch this fatality. So Liu Kang has conjured 2 dragons, has got Shang Tsung up in the air, jumps up, grabs his head, shoves it through his body, and smashes it. Splits Shang Tsung's body in half with his own head, and then smashes the head into the ground.
I don't even know how that works physically, but it looked cool.
It's Mortal Kombat.
Fatality.
It
I remember
just
when
looks
Mortal
very
Kombat.
realistic. I don't know if I'd say that's cool.
That's very cool.
I remember when Mortal Kombat 10 first came out, and I watched a 17-minute video of all the fatalities, and was just like, I'm good. I don't even need to play it anymore.
So they have confirmed that there will be 6 DLC characters.
Who do you reckon they'll be?
Well, rumoured amongst them is Peacemaker,
Oh, yes.
because WB owns...
Can he call in Eagly?
Yes.
That needs to be in a finishing move. Has Eagly come in and just like peck him to death or something?
I dare say that will be there.
Who
Get
else
him,
do you reckon
Eagly.
it'd be?
Well, I mean, depends who... the rumours that Conan was going to be in it.
Oh, yeah.
That was another rumour that was
Is he Bob
floating
the
around.
Alien?
Who do you want to see, Patrick? Who do you want to see in the old Mortal Kombat 112?
Just off the top of your head, who do you reckon?
I'm going to have to say...
Oh,
Street Fighter character, just to throw it in the mix.
No, that's not going to happen.
You never know.
It's
Come on, blending of IPs.
100% it's not going to
blending of IPs.
Blending of IPs. Come on.
They love doing
Solid
that.
Snake is in Super Smash Bros.
He's got a point.
Yeah, but no one gets dismembered in Smash Bros. And they're all
Kirby.
toys. Technically, Smash Brothers, they're all toys.
Ooh. That's right, they are too. They are actually, it's toys.
And that's
Play
why
again.
Master Hand
Okay.
is the enemy, because it's the hand of someone playing with them. The oppressor.
Child manipulates the world of the toys.
Oh, that's like Sid from Toy Story.
Oh, it is too. Oh, that's way creepy.
Okay, so who else would you like to see? Let's have a think. What kind of IPs have appeared around the place? Do you think movie or will you think game?
I reckon movie. I'm going to say Predator, seeing as we've had T2.
He's been in there.
He's been in there already?
We've already had a Predator. Was he in number
Boo.
10?
Yeah, I think so.
Ah.
So was
So
Rambo.
Predator,
Yeah.
Alien, RoboCop,
Rambo.
Rambo.
So yeah, Conan fits.
Conan
Yeah. Oh man, this is getting hard. I reckon The Rock's going to rock up.
Nah.
He's going to rock up?
Yeah.
He's going to rock up?
Rock's
Maybe
gonna
Black
rock up.
Adam, but I think they're trying to just sort of
Just-
push all
No,
that.
no, I think it'll be... Towns in the chat says the car from Fast and the Furious.
See, that'd be cool.
It's all about family.
It's
It's family. Vin Diesel.
Dominic
Oh,
Toretto.
yes.
Dominic Toretto with a wrench. Just a wrench.
Pipe wrench.
And he just families you to death
Family.
with a bottle of Corona.
Family.
Just in the live chat, Jazz is having an argument about the color magenta.
I was watching that. That's a really in-depth argument here.
I really like, if you
It's
listen
not an
really
argument,
closely.
we're
Break
having
out
a
the Pantone.
discussion.
You can hear Jazz furiously typing as she gets angrier and angrier.
Blue from Jurassic World.
Michael
even
Townsend in the
angry.
chat says Blue from Jurassic World.
That'd
I'd
be
love to
pretty
see
good.
A T-Rex like the T-Rex from Jurassic Park.
That is true. They have had dinosaurs in Tekken series as well. It's not entirely
But they've
implausible.
had the Daytona car in Tekken as well. So
That is true. That is true.
That was weird. I remember that video. But yeah,
Ninja Turtles were in Injustice.
Last
Really?
Ronin.
Oh, that'd be a real good one, actually.
Last
Last Ronin.
Ronin.
Have you read that yet, Floppy?
No, but I was looking at it in Greenlight Comics the other day.
You should really read it. It's
know.
fantastic.
Did I tell you it got spoiled for me?
Yeah, your work spoiled it.
Pricks.
Oh, well. Doesn't matter.
Stupid sexy work.
Yeah, stupid sexy work that helps me buy all the things I don't need but want.
So
Why can't I quit you?
we were talking about Zelda before.
We were.
Did you know that there are some Zelda games that aren't officially recognised by Nintendo? You know about these, don't you, Patrick?
Maybe.
The CDI games from Philips.
Oh, they know what they did.
Oh,
Those games know exactly what they did.
and
So-
they should be thinking long
should
and
be
hard
thinking.
about what they've done.
That's it.
Back in the 1990s, Philips tried to break into the video game market with its doomed-to-failed multimedia set-top box called the CDI. Somehow, they got the license to make 3 Zelda games, The Wand of Gamelon, Faces of Evil, and Zelda Adventures. Zelda Adventures has been demade into a Game Boy game
Oh, God.
using Game Boy Studio.
Did they really demake them any more than they already were?
No, they did. So we saw on the left there just before what the actual game was. This is the demake that they've made in Game
Okay.
Boy Studio.
Huh.
And it actually looks really, really cool.
That
It
looks
does.
good. The demake, was it one of those where like 1D sort of looked like it had been painted? Oh,
You
no.
can see it here, up on the screen on the left. It is a top-down sort of isometric type game, like your traditional Zelda. You play as Zelda in this game.
I'm pretty sure the background is a map from Command & Conquer.
It's bad and it should feel bad.
It should feel bad.
Want to know how much this game goes for?
Which one?
The one on the left. The
Oh,
original.
way too much, because shit games always go for too
Yeah,
much.
and it's Zelda. And
How
it's-
much? How
it's
much?
About $400 to $600.
Whoa.
Nah. Why would you pay that much for rubbish?
Because someone needs to complete their Zelda set.
If you want to pay that much for
Someone.
rubbish, I got a whole bin full of it at home. You're welcome. I'll get you half of that, and you can have.
Do you have that Zelda game at home?
No, but I got a lot of rubbish.
Well, that's not rubbish I want. Anyway, I think it's really cool. I was talking to Dust Veilbeard in our Discord, which you can join if you head on over to hackthedino.com. Click on the Discord button, come in, join in. We're there, having a good time, having a chat, doing lots of Hack the Dino kisses. But yeah, Dust Veilbeard has been playing it for a while, and he says it's really good game. Really demade well.
Really
So
good.
good on you, demakers.
So is that the only game, or is there a couple?
There's 3, but they haven't made the other ones because the other ones have got horrible animated cutscenes, which are really quite bad.
Boo, boo,
Boo. I
Floppy.
was saying boo earns.
boo earns. Yes, mate.
We promised something at the top of the show.
Did we?
We promised.
I promised nothing ever.
We promised that we were going to talk about modding consoles.
Oh no, we did do that. Yes,
And that is why the underground ninja Patrick is here.
For he has been known to delve
Allegedly.
into
Allegedly.
the
He has
totally
been-
good way of backing up your own legally bought
Correct.
games.
He performs a service.
I do perform a service. Many
and he mods
services.
consoles.
Some of them are free.
And that is to preserve your collection legally and completely within the law.
Ethically.
Ethically, morally,
Morally.
bankruptically. So
Straight
first of all,
First of all, Floppy, can you just move the green screen over a little bit?
yeah,
Because
sure. That's
it's-
twice I've done it now.
Yeah, I know. There we go.
There we go. So first of all, I did want to touch on ethics of modding consoles. What systems are we okay with modding, and what don't we mod, and why? So me personally, I'm totally cool with modding systems that aren't in retail anymore, aren't be supported anymore. Therefore, I feel like I'm not taking money away from anyone or any business. Would you guys agree, or do you disagree? Do you have
I
different?
completely agree.
Fully agree. 100%.
Yeah, so like I'm totally cool with modding consoles that have been deemed done with by companies that make them.
Yeah, and they're no longer for sale, and you can't get
Yeah.
games for them.
No
you
longer
can't buy
supported,
games.
no updates, no anything, no third party support even. That's why we come into it.
Yeah, absolutely, and I feel like that then becomes a victimless crime. I guess it's call it.
Yeah, sure.
Victimless crime.
Is that a right way of putting it? I dare
Look,
say.
I think modding is a necessity for game preservation. I think
100%.
pirating old games is 100% needed. There's a really sad story about Forest of Illusion recently closed down due to legal pressure. Now, Forest of Illusion were a group of people who they specialized in preserving and dumping old Nintendo prototypes onto the website, onto the internet,
Onto the interwebs.
onto the interweb. So that was the thing they do. Allegedly, they were given a legal notice from a company that doesn't like that sort of stuff, and they had to close down, and which is a real shame because these companies don't actually preserve their games. So by not modding
Well, I think they
consoles,
do, but probably for themselves and not
well, they
for
don't
anyone else.
because Final Fantasy VIII, the original Kingdom Hearts
Yeah.
source code, all
Gone.
gone, all gone.
Yep.
But how? Was that a mistake?
Toy Story 2.
What?
Totally
Toy Story
gone.
Toy
Fully
Story 2 got deleted.
yeeted from the world.
By
Oh,
mistake?
there was one. There was
Yeah.
There was one person was working on it at home.
That's
and
correct.
Something. Yeah.
The more
But
you know.
like in a digital age, these things happen, and like even way back when these games were being made, they didn't think of preserving it. It was just done. All right, ship it. All right, it's gone. We don't need to worry about that. Jazz, what's the story about the old Disney cells that the artists used to do for like Snow White and all those old Disney films?
What was that?
Oh, she's not there.
She's not even at the computer.
Sorry, what was the question?
Question about the old Disney animation cells. What they used to do with it when they were making Snow White and all that.
The cells.
Yeah, the animated cells. What they didn't preserve them.
Did they reuse them?
Did they burn them?
So sometime you told me this story that because they were cells, they used to do things like use them as skates down the hall once they were done.
I didn't say that.
I'm pretty sure you did. I heard it from you.
You heard it. You heard it here live, folks. Ben's making stuff up again.
I think they're in the animation research library.
But
Because they have to restore them, like...
talking to the mic, Jazz, not me.
Sorry. They do restore them. Like, it's more the sketches that... There are a lot of animation drawings that got destroyed or lost or given away.
And how did they get destroyed? By people skating on them in the halls.
I don't know if they...
You're very fixated on this
100%.
skating on them in the
You
hallway.
have to skate on something.
I mean, it's
You
true.
can't not.
I actually don't know.
I'm pretty sure you told me that.
Well, I don't know.
Quick to the Disney skating halls.
There is a YouTube video I'm now going to have to watch after this where Don Hunt goes to the Animation Research Library and they talk about all these things. He was the producer of Beauty and the Beast.
And how did he get there?
So the
Skating on animated cells. Yeah, that's right.
All the way to the bank.
But sketching behind cars on animated cells.
Effective.
Back to the Future style.
So yeah, my point being that there
that
was a
was-
point. There was a point.
Was there?
There was.
You just want to talk about
We're going
skating
to
on
have to
cells again.
Google it. I don't know.
So my point being that modding piracy of defunct consoles and games is very important in order to preserve history. Like we can't just keep cartridges. CDs, for example, will eventually get CD rot and fade away to nothing. That's why we need to dump the source code.
That's
for
why
all
they need
these.
to get their shots and stay clean.
That's it. Spicy cough.
Avoid the CD rot.
Okay.
So speaking
CBT. Anyway,
yeah, so speaking of modding, there are two sort of fundamental types of mods, right? Like a soft mod and a hard
and ones
mod.
with really shitty haircuts back in the 1970s.
They are road
There's a lot of
Vespers.
mods. They know what they do.
So
And they're
soft
in
mods.
Star Wars TV shows.
Oh, God, yes, they are. So soft mods, essentially, we're talking about things that don't require soldering. Yes.
Correcto.
What sort of things would you do that don't require that you can mod consoles with that don't require soldering or cutting or physically manipulating your console?
Oh, prime example, Nintendo Wii. It even has an SD card slot. You can literally,
So you can download stuff onto them.
you can
That
put in
is
some
cool.
homebrew, some programs. You can just shove it in there and you'll get some amazing things right back out of it.
We'll go into that a little bit more
Deeply?
next, a bit more deeply. So hard mods, so you can do things like there's obviously things that you need some physical skills for.
Yes, absolutely. Soldering, a lot of it's micro soldering. It's quite small, very intricate. Can you burn yourself? Yes. Will you burn yourself? Yes.
Actually, I'm pretty sure you still got my soldering
I
iron.
do still have
okay,
my
you still
soldering
got my
iron.
soldering iron.
Effective.
Dremels are good.
Dremels are
Dremels are
phenomenal
handy if you're going
tools.
to be modding consoles.
Absolutely. Both double-ended sword there, where you can blitz right through a PCB pretty quickly, but you can also, risk versus reward, you may end up with the most beautiful mod console that is no longer supported.
Do you know what a Dremel is, Ben?
It's like what they use in some Jewish holidays.
It's essentially like a jeweler's drill, but you have heaps of different attachments. It can be saws, can be sanding
Is that the one with
bits.
the diamond on the end?
You can have diamond bits.
You can. You basically hold it like this and it goes all the way across, and you can like fix a whole bunch of stuff.
That's something else I've got that goes like that.
Weird. Okay, so
I think I made one in Zelda.
so there. Now, Ben, what kind of mods do you think you would be more inclined to do? Like, we know that you're not really a fan of changing, say, cases and screens.
No, so I think I'm double-edged sword. I
Go for
like
it.
the consoles being as authentic as they can be. Purely, I think the collector in me, I want that snapshot of what the console was when it came out. However, if I get a second console, maybe we might have a look at that.
Cool.
We might, so I've got in the room there, I've got, for example, 3 NESs just sitting there.
Townsy in the chat's like a mod copy of Chrono Trigger into a different, better game.
Them's farting words.
No. Do you know what's really going to be a lot of fun? The next Adelaide and Comic Toy Fair in October, I'm going to drop kick the living shit out of Michael Towns and film it for TikTok. It's going to be great.
Wow. That's not even a joke. That's just a flat out threat. Or a promise. I'm not even sure which way it works. Anyway. All right, so I thought we'd go through.
Yeah, because you can mod the outside cases. And,
Yeah.
and like we were talking about before, Game Boys, people have modded the screens and put LED or backlit screens in there.
IPS screens, yeah.
Irritable bowel.
IBS screens, yeah.
You'll love it so much you shit yourself.
All right, cool. So I thought we'd go through some of the easiest probably consoles that you can mod and possibly do at home with nothing but a YouTube video to follow.
Oh yeah, 100%.
So we'll start off with like what you mentioned before, the Wii. So you can mod all models of the Wii, I assume, except for I understand the Mini.
That is correct. The Mini is not impenetrable per se, but you definitely cannot mod it as easy as you could a standard Wii. There were 2 models of the Wii, much like there were 2 models of the GameCube. It's like the 101 and 010 kind of thing. So easy.
So you can mod these so that they can run emulators for
Correct.
just about everything and
Yep.
homebrew stuff as well.
So one of the
Absolutely.
Wiis I've got has got a hard drive attached to it. And it basically you rip... I put a game in and it rips it onto the hard drive. And then I don't have to put that game in anymore. It just plays straight off that hard drive.
I think we've all got modded Wiis that did we all do ourselves?
I didn't.
Do you have
Mine was
modded
given
Wii
to
too?
me.
I don't anymore, no, but I did have one up until very recently.
I know Anto has a modded Wii at home that he did. I did mine after it was the first, it's the first model. Yeah, it's the first modded console I did, and I did it after watching a YouTube video.
Yeah.
And did along with it. It was that easy. Took an SD card and a USB flash drive.
Well, I mean,
So
the
easy.
easiest one to mods are the NES Minis
Oh,
and the
yeah.
Super NES. Like,
And
they're
they are-
literally... It's a Raspberry Pi.
They are a flash drive with a case.
Yep.
Yeah.
But yeah, so with the Wii, you can use an SD card to install Homebrew Channel.
Yep.
So even if you have a broken CD drive.
So what is a homebrew channel? Just clarify that.
Patrick?
Basically, it's where you can gain access to a lot of sites online sites, obviously they're online, where you have access to a lot of downloads, things like enhancements for the system and extra little bits and pieces that are going to allow you to run some interesting programs. So it's kind of like a facilitating program, if you will.
So you could write your own programs to run on the Wii.
Yes.
Cool.
Yeah. It ends up with some pretty interesting things.
But you can do that via an SD card. So even if you have a broken CD drive in a Wii, you can still mod it and use your Wii.
Yeah.
Which is pretty cool, actually.
Very.
You can if you don't have a broken CD drive, you can mod and use Homebrew to use your Wii as a CD or DVD player.
Correct.
You can play out-of-region games. You can run emulators for everything, right?
Pretty much everything. You can actually run it for a whole bunch of non-Nintendo things.
What sort of stuff?
Well, the main, like the arcade cabinet sort of things.
Okay.
A lot of Sega products. A lot of even the Sony, I think some of the PS1 stuff. Game Boy things. Links. The links.
The links?
The links.
I saw someone had Neo Geo stuff on theirs.
Absolutely beautiful. Massive library of things, yeah.
And if you were to do, say, like the guys at home, if they wanted to mod their Wii, SD card, a laptop, what kind of time frame and what kind of difficulty would you give it?
45 minutes.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Okay, mine took longer. I'm apparently shit.
So let's do I've asked a couple of times about modding the 3DS since the eShop closed down. And you keep saying, yeah, it's super easy.
It is.
Like, how super easy are we talking?
So it's made a lot easier by if you have a particular game It's called the Brain Trainer, and that it facilitated almost like a lock in the system to be disabled, and you're able to then just start working with some inserts there, and putting in a chip, and just not even like hard modding. It's literally soft modding at its core.
Wow, really?
So
Yeah.
it's like that particular program is like a backdoor.
Essentially, yes.
And they didn't patch it out?
No.
Do you think it was left there on purpose?
There are some theories
Oh, really? What are the theories?
that the answer is yes.
Oh, well,
Well, there's actually two very relevant theories to that one too. One of which drains to this beautiful device here. Na-na-na-na-na-na-na.
Well, we'll get to those in a minute.
can you expound on that theory?
Yeah, there is a backdoor code access for the PlayStation internet, all PlayStation regions through the PS Vita. So every single backed up game that you have physically that you don't want to cart around with you and just pump in there, you can just access it through a backdoor program.
Correct.
That is cool.
It is pretty cool.
So moving on from the Wii, obviously there is a Wii U, which is basically a Wii inside of a Wii U. Does that mean you can do the same sort of mods to a Wii U that you can on a Wii?
You can, but better and faster. When you say 45 minutes for a Wii, you're looking probably about 15 minutes for a Wii U.
Wow, really?
It is disgustingly quick just because of the way that it was built and designed. You can just chuck it on in there, press some buttons, and you're pretty much ready to go. Obviously, hyper.
Have you done a Wii U before?
No, it's actually one of the only ones that I haven't.
Ooh, maybe there's a project for the weekend.
Maybe there is.
I read.
That's not a phone. That's
Someone left their watch on.
no, it's my wallet. It's making beepy noises.
Just back on the Wii U, it was revealed. Jumpman. It was revealed a while ago that some of the Wii U's, if they're not being used, they actually brick.
Ooh, I have not heard.
Have you heard that?
No, I haven't heard that.
No. So if you're not using them for a while, there is a
How long's a
specific
while?
one.
Like 8 years?
No. Well, I don't know. They're just saying Wii U systems are beginning to brick if they're not being used.
Huh, it's a technological version of use it or lose it.
Yeah.
I hate that.
That's terrible. I did read when I was doing a little bit of research for this that you can get your Wii U to run GameCube games with gamepad support.
You can. Somebody has worked a very long time to get that to work really, really well and seamlessly. Some of the first really amazing fluid GameCube adaptations have come through that way, and it's beautiful. Like the screen on the Wii U is actually quite decent, and the gamepad itself it's a great precursor to the Switch.
It's funny how you look at like things like the Wii and the Wii U, and you take pieces from them, and they become a Switch.
Oh yeah, it's like a Voltron.
Well, Breath of the Wild, the Sheikah Slate was
Heard
just
of
a
it.
Wii U
It
tablet.
is just 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have a Switch equivalent in the new one.
Hey.
Oh, nice.
The Pura Pad is what it's called.
The Pooey pad.
Pura. There's a lady called Pura.
Ooh,
She was a kid. She was an old lady who de-aged herself in the first game.
Hey,
till
that's
about,
right.
10 years old, and then now she's like 18 years old in this game, and the internet's doing thirsty things to her.
Of course it is.
Yeah, internet.
Because you people out there on the internet are filthy, filthy people.
You're sick. But we love you.
We do, because you watch us.
Oh.
Do all
Even when
sorts
I
of-
don't know.
Yeah, even when you don't know. Moving on from like Nintendo stuff. PSP. This cool little blue guy down there.
Yeah.
That's my personal PSP. Modded by this guy right here.
This guy.
See, PSPs have 1,000, 2,000, and 3,000 models. Comparable in power to a PS2. That guy there.
The more you know.
The more you know. Later models had better RAM, though, and better screens.
Yeah, they do.
Then we'll run all most PS1 games from backups. Emulators for anything, including Sega Saturn, Atari Jaguars, N64, but the lower RAM on the 1000 model means there's N64 stuff.
It's pretty
Struggles?
Pretty struggly.
So what would you say difficulty rating and sort of what's involved in modding a PSP?
Right. So PSP, it is a bit more complicated. You need to start running things through a laptop, and you need to start running things with a little bit more. The way that Sony runs their stuff is much like Nintendo in the regards of proprietary. So you have proprietary cards, you have proprietary inserts. Yeah, the
Duo stick?
Yeah. Duo Stick 2. And then, Duo Stick 2. Because, surprise, PSP has an older brother. Or younger, hotter model. And we do have that there. And so there are adapters out there. There are adapters shipping around that you can get through eBay and online sites and other unknown sites. And what you do is quite simple. You just insert a card into that card, and then you put that card into the PSP, and then from that you can run a little program called Adrenaline. Makes you go real
sounds
fast.
cool.
I know, right? And look, it's great. You just load it up with all your backed up games, and from there you're able to actually seamlessly load in, load out, save state, do it all, and it is quite easy. That being said, not as easy as a Wii. Not as easy as a Wii.
So do you think it's something that someone with, say, you know what my level of techiness is when it comes to computers?
Yes.
Could I do it by watching a YouTube video?
Eventually.
So it would be 84 years. Okay, well, I do have that thing modded by Patrick, and it is awesome. I have all of my backed up games, so many of my backed up games on that thing.
There might be a thirsty 50 to 80.
Yeah, and they run real well.
Real well, really smooth.
Very smooth.
Running it off an SD card, it's just so clean.
It's
And
so much nicer than running off the little micro CDs.
now, it's not completely flawless. There are some little bits and pieces, such as there can be some sound issues. There can be audio connectivity that just doesn't really match up. Syncing issues is a big one. That'll all port down to the PlayStation Mini as well. PlayStation Classic console has a very similar thing there.
Do you have that one, Ben?
The PlayStation Mini.
Yeah.
No,
I missed that one.
It was a cool unit.
I skipped it.
I had it. I modded it.
They were going really cheap.
And then you
and
sold it.
And then I sold it.
No, they were going really, really cheap because there wasn't a mod for it when they first came out, like in the first 6 months. So people weren't invested in it, and then all of a sudden they got
Correct.
cracked, and everyone wanted
And
it.
they had a weird choice of games on them when they were
They
released.
did. And here's the weird thing.
They
about-
had Metal Gear, but
Metal
without
Gear.
the DualSense.
Yeah.
Nah, can't put it on the floor. It's not going to go.
If I can't put it on the floor and have Psycho Mantis tell me that he's
Exactly.
doing some crazy stuff.
I can't pull that plug out and shove it into part two and
Part
just be
two.
like, I can't read your mind.
read your mind. What is going on?
Spoilers.
Spoiler alert.
Spoiler
from
alert for-
26
for-
years ago.
Yeah, 26-year-old game.
Speaking of backdoors and cracking codes, fun fact, the PlayStation Classic mini little unit, whatever we're going to call it because it's the same thing, it already had it built in.
What?
As it turns out, one of the developers accidentally left that access in.
Oh, really?
So that you could just
You
mod
can
the
literally-
crap out
yeah,
of it.
so that took me, I think, took me about 20 minutes. You literally load it onto a USB stick, and because the ports for the controllers are USB ports,
Yeah. So the ports for the controllers on the Nintendo ones aren't
proprietary. They're
They're
proprietary.
proprietary.
They're the same ports that you got on the Wii.
Wii, yeah.
The controller for the nunchuck,
Yes.
the base there, which they carried forth into everything else.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah.
But I love that accidentally left it in.
Yeah, that's a theory. I mean, definitely accidentally.
You're a man with all the theories. I love this. Moving on from the PSP is its big brother. One of my favorite consoles of all time, the PS Vita. That is my Vita sitting over there. I love this thing. I loved playing games. I still love playing games on the Vita. It is one of my. If I'm not playing a game on the Switch, it's the console that I take to work and play on lunch. The OG model, which is that one there, had an OLED screen back in whatever the hell year this came out in. I can't remember now.
19 tickety 2.
19-2. There we go.
2016? Can I say? Maybe even earlier.
I think it was earlier than
Yeah,
that.
right.
It was. I want to say 2010,
Huh.
maybe.
No.
Hack the Dino, where old men sit there and remember dates.
That's going to be a fun TikTok. But yeah, so it uses not normal micro SD cards,
Not
does
normal.
it? It uses proprietary cards, which was, I'm going to say, part of its downfall
Yep, 100%.
because they were super expensive.
Very expensive.
But after modding this thing, you can use standard micro SD cards, am I right?
You are right.
You can play games that are stored on an SD card of humongous size.
So big.
You can overclock the system.
You can.
Can you tell me what that means? Because I don't know.
Stuff and things. You can basically run it faster than what it was intended to just by the limitations that were originally put in place to protect the system.
Basically, it gets hot. And
It gets
things
real
start to
toasty.
melt.
That's it. But
So it's not good to do.
yes and no. It can be good to do in the right measured dose. Just like maybe when you go through Hungry Jack's at 3 a.m, don't buy 6 burgers, just buy 5. Just casually dose yourself out, just bit by bit by bit.
Sorry, for anyone not in South Australia, we're talking about Burger King.
Burger King. Hungry Jack's is all over the place. Burger
Are they?
King's US, yeah.
Burger King, yeah.
Yeah, baby.
Burger King is Hungry Jack's.
Whoop, whoop. So yes, with the PS Vita.
Yeah, with the Vita. So what we're looking at harder though, right? We're looking at
So PS Vitas are the love of my life, bane of my existence. They are phenomenal once you crack them. You can actually run a PSP inside a Vita to run Adrenaline.
Wow, really?
It's the inception of consoles.
Inception.
Dream
Is
inside a
that quite
dream.
often in some of these consoles that you have to backdoor your way into a previous program
Gen.
in order to run it?
You really do. You
Wow.
really, really do. And that's the way that the PS Vita works, is that you need to essentially, well, you do need to create a PSP inside of it. And so you click on it like you would a game. It's a game. You click on it, and then suddenly you're inside a PSP. And then inside that PSP, you have Adrenaline. You click on Adrenaline, you have the entire library that you've selected to put inside the PSP, inside your PS Vita. And
There's a cartoon drawing there somewhere. or
somewhere,
just
surely. Tiers.
levels.
There's levels. Layers like an onion.
But that's cool, and I love that.
Like a princess.
Like
have
a
you
princess.
you've got a Vita, haven't you, Ben?
No, I've got a PSP. I was going to try and get a Vita, but I could never find an original one with the OLED.
The OLED is just so
It is
pretty.
such a pretty screen. It
My
is
God,
so
you're
good.
pretty.
Like it's so ahead of its time with that. Like the
yeah.
later models, they took it out.
Yeah, it's too expensive to produce. It was not
just
cost
a
effective.
question in the chat there, Floppy, just to digress a little bit. Someone's asked, Freedom Gamer GM's asking you, Floppy, specifically, would Sony consider releasing a portable console to compete against Switch and Steam Deck?
Do I think they will, or do I want them to? Because that's two very different
Both.
questions.
Both.
Do I want them to? Yeah, I'd
course.
love them to. I think the Steam Deck and the price that the Steam Deck runs at, and then what the Switch is doing, I think if you could get Sony games to do that, and we've talked about it on the show previously, haven't we?
Yeah.
About whether it be a physical media thing, don't think so. Whether it be a digital media thing and have access to, say,
Cloud-based platform.
your Cloud-based platform. But if you could have access to, say, your PlayStation library and download that onto a handheld and play that on the go.
Which you can kind of already do with Remote Play.
Yeah, which you can with the Vita.
Yeah.
I would be so in for that. Do I think they're going to do it? I don't think so.
No.
But I would love it if they did.
They have already announced that they'll never return to that.
Have they?
Yeah, once they were shutting down the Vita, they addressed that.
Well, you know what? People can change their minds.
They can. You can
I
order 6 cheeseburgers. I don't care.
said I was never going to eat a tomato whole, just in tomato sauce form, and I now eat tomatoes whole.
It's pretty good.
So
pretty good.
think
Like
maybe
raw?
Sony will do it.
Maybe.
You never know.
We can only hope.
I would love them if they. I would love it if they would do it. I don't think they will.
No. Sadly not. Sadly not. That beautiful PS Vita. Look, beautiful thing. Inside a game, inside a console, inside an onion, inside a tomato, whatever you want to call it. It's definitely going to happen. And that is the one that I was saying before, does have that backcode access to every region in the world. It literally comes up as a scroll.
We might have to speed run a couple of these.
All right, so we'll speed run through the PS2. I've got a PS2 Fat down here.
Thick, 2
So the
Cs.
Fat was sick because if you get the network adapter that clicks onto the back of the PS2 Fat, you can just throw in a hard drive. As long as it's a specific old kind. I can't remember the name of it. It's not SCART.
It's a Seagate. It's a
Seagate?
very particular couple of models of Seagate.
Of hard drive, and it has a giant spot in
Pretty
there
sure.
for hard drives, and then you can get it was a memory card with free McBoot already pre-installed. You can buy them on eBay.
So what's the one that I was at a garage sale once, and I picked up a PS2 Fat. And the guy said, "Oh, it's modded."
So you could probably have a chip in it, so you could play.
Yeah, it has because it's got the Matrix chip or something like that.
I think it was for that one, yeah.
Yeah,
But it
And I
meant you
just
could play
played-
burnt games.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, so this is actually a hard drive
So
with
Yeah.
there.
this has actually got like it's got like a 2 terabyte hard drive in it,
Yeah, right.
with just about every PS2, PS1 thing you could think of on it.
That you own.
Yep, it's
That
right,
you
physically.
own. Exactly.
there.
No, but you physically own those games.
Oh, yeah, they're all backed up.
Same with the PSP and PS Vita.
Yeah.
Yeah, we buy a lot of games.
A lot.
Oh,
But
heaps.
then of course, so that's all soft mods that you could probably, depending on your skill level, do at home.
Yes.
Some of them definitely, some of them, if you're me, maybe. And then it comes down to physical mods for consoles, though. So where you actually have to know soldering, have access to some tools, possibly ruin your console if you screw it up. Things like the GameCube has a ton of stuff you can do to it, right?
the Pico's the popular one, isn't it? The Pico mod for the GameCube.
There was that one, as well as the, I think it's the SDX mod, which is the little weird port underneath.
The serial port?
Yeah, that's right. So serial port, you can literally put in a small little adapter. It's a tiny chip. It costs maybe $7. And it's got a micro SD adaptation in it that you push things into, as long as you do have the Xeno chip installed.
There you go.
Okay.
So that one's it's an easy mod. It's an easy physical mod, but it requires you to take apart the entire GameCube the entire
And then put
thing.
it all back together
And then
correctly.
put it all back together.
Correctly.
So that's very time intensive.
It is just it's not too difficult. It's very time intensive. Very time intensive.
I've seen people that remove the disk drive if it's busted and replace it with like an SD card slot,
That's correct.
emulator type thing. Or have region switches where they can flick it between one region or another.
Literal physical switch.
No, the Super Nintendo had one of them, and the power light changed color because my friend had one.
Ooh, that's
Oh,
pretty
there
cool.
you go. I've also seen people that have now modding them to run on HDMI. So they actually use the digital port.
That's correct. So as long as you've got the model that has the digital out, it's an adapter, but the adapter goes a little bit further. So it's got its own power supply that you need to plug in. It's called the Carby. If anyone's curious to look up that one. So it's just one of the many options in
It's
order
when
to...
Kirby eats the car.
Indeed. I'm a Corvette. So... You definitely have that option.
not a Corvette.
He was not a Corvette. He was a C4. So you can definitely have that done. And I've had one of those before. It's amazing. They come from the US. They are a little bit pricey. You're looking at possibly the same price you would pay for the GameCube itself.
Oh, shit.
It is a pretty...
What, like now?
No,
The
it's,
GameCubes are expensive.
say
now.
like
GameCube,
$160.
Yeah, GameCube, you're looking at about 120, 130,
It's
depending on...
the same price, yep.
Wow.
It's about 120 to $160.
I don't know if that's worth it for me to get.
Oh, it is.
Okay.
Because, hear me out.
GameCube had
Here's-
so many good games.
Oh, it had so many good
I
games,
know, I
and you
know.
want them, Scout. And the other thing is, too, it's not just a direct HDMI port.
Oh,
is
is it
literally
upscale?
It comes with a remote control with a whole list of settings.
Incidentally, you can get HDMI cords for the GameCube.
Yes.
They're about $400 if you find them.
That's a lot of money.
Yeah,
No, that's too
ridiculous.
much
That's why
money.
whenever I go to Savers, I always spend my time going over the cord section
Yep.
and looking at every single goddamn cord because one of these days I'm going to find one.
All right, I'm just going to quickly go through. I've got Game Boy down here. Now, Game Boy is something that I would like to actually, I've been wanting to mess around with for a little while. I'm not going to do the one that I have because I got that from Ben. And it was a gift from Ben. I'm not going to mod it. But I will find another one and I want to mod it. I want to replace the screen. I want to do the sound. I want to do the case. And they look like it's all relatively easy with a few little skills.
It is.
I can solder. I can do that stuff.
You use a screwdriver.
I can use a screwdriver. I can solder.
He's very good with vodka.
Yep, excellent with vodka. Orange juice and and vodka. I'm down.
Together at last.
On the
But yeah,
floor.
I'd love to make. What do they call it when they make like an Uber Game Boy? There's a name.
Ooh, it's that beautiful monstrosity.
Yeah, no, there is actually a name there. I can't remember what it is. But I'd love to make a. Michael Townsend chat floppy game special edition
I
modern
was
Game
just
Boy.
about to point that out.
That is an excellent idea, and I'm probably going to do that. Also, the Game Boy Advance, apparently, a USB-C rechargeable battery pack.
It is really cool and
I have
really
not
easy to
seen
chuck that one in.
I'd never heard of that until I started doing a bit of research for this. And metal shells, they make metal shells for them?
So they've actually CNC machined. You can get now metal shells for the
brush-
Game Boy Pocket. You can get it for, I think DMG want you can literally get it for every model now.
That
Yeah,
is-
they're beautiful.
That is pretty cool. That is pretty cool. Glass screens, that just seems like a good idea. And not a good idea?
Well, don't drop your Switch and don't drop your Game Boy.
I mean, I don't... all right, I've dropped my Switch.
Just a little.
Thought we'd end up on one, the bane of your existence, though. One that you can mod. I have a modded one, but it's apparently a pain in the ass through the original Xbox.
Now, you spent a long time trying to mod an Xbox for me.
I did.
And it broke you.
It did. It
It
actually
won.
broke me.
So what stopped you from cracking it open and
Feasting on the goo inside.
That's right. Yeah, basically.
Well, it's just way too much. There is way too much involved. There's a lot of soldering involved. You need and I mean, there is a Wikipedia page, pseudo Wikipedia page, dedicated to an entire list of hard drives that may or may not work for that particular mod, and they have to be an exact model number. And there may be a slight variation between things that you may not even know about, and that may never be noticed elsewhere, except for this one page. And there's about 140, 160, I think, of these. So, and maybe 8 work.
Wow.
It's
So,
too much, and to find one is nigh on impossible because obviously a lot of them are obsolete.
so I have an original Xbox that was modded by a friend who happens to collect hard drives and computer parts. So he had this right thing. He also had to change out, I believe, the power supply because that doesn't. You need a bigger power supply or a different power supply, and yeah, it took forever. But the original Xbox is essentially a PC, right?
It is.
So it'll play anything.
Yeah.
It'll emulate anything.
Well, I've told that story before on the show. When the Xbox was first out, a friend of mine had a modded Xbox, and one night we all decided to get in our cars, all split up, a whole bunch of us, like 20 or so guys, all split up into different cars, went to different Blockbusters because they were around at the time. Each hired a game, took it back, burned it onto the Xbox, then took it back and said, oh, this isn't working. Can we just get another game? And just got that game, took that back. So we each got like 40 games on his Xbox and spent the whole night playing like Halo and whatnot.
So on my OG Xbox, I've got all of my games that I backed up on there. Quite a few that I forgot I owned or had never even played. And going through them, I found the Bible game.
Nice.
Which was quite the time. But, Beyond Good and Evil. And then I found one that got banned in Australia.
Ah, yes, that one.
The Guy game,
Yep.
which is a quiz game with
Quizzing on your face.
rewards that made it not okay in Australia. That's one for later.
I see.
So,
It's good.
how? All right, just to cap off, because I want to do this. How do you mod a 3DS?
Press a button.
Press the mod button.
Press the mod button.
3DS insertion of things. Things happened. Look, it's a little bit more complicated, but it's not any more complicated than a Wii. It's literally you just need more to do with the proprietary things that you got with my favorite thing, however, to do, and it's the easiest thing to do in the world. It's called an EverDrive. It is a cart that has an micro SD slot in it. It's ready to go, but you are looking to pay, once again, that magic number, upwards of $120.
Yeah, it's probably worth it.
However, yeah, 100%, because you've got this massive library of games behind you that you spent thousands of dollars on, and for a mere $120, you can play them all in one.
You can back up all your favourite games.
Correct. You can back them up to
Yeah.
make sure you've got them there.
Right. But we've been Hack the Dino. This has been our gaming cast. We bring you the past, present, and future of video games news, previews, and discussions. But this isn't all we do, Floppy.
It's true. It's not all we do. If you want to take a little walk over to Instagram, have a little look at a page called Floppy Plays Games. Oh my God!
Every week.
Floppy Plays Games, not that one.
Sorry,
That's
Floppy.
Ben's. Floppy Plays Games. You can see some pictures of the things that I buy, that I love, that I
That's
play,
cool.
or just look at. Some of my recent... this is a good one, actually. So that was a little video about when I found one of my grail items that I've been hunting for the last couple of years. When I got my minty fresh copy of Resident Evil that I've been hunting for, 2 years now?
Yeah, I think it's been
About
around
2
there.
years
Yeah.
now.
And you put it on the floor.
Mate, I love my stuff. I don't baby it because it's a tough boy. I put, all my cool Resident Evil stuff. My
Jazz, you want to slow it down a bit, maybe?
actually, if you go to the latest one, it's my Zelda pickup day, which has
This
the
one?
Pro Controller, the console, the collectors, and the last of the amiibos that I need. So now I've got all of the Zelda amiibos.
You got them all now.
Nice.
I have every single one. But if you go back one, you can see this was a great little thing. There's multiple photos in here. This was from friend of the show. I did some trades with Ghost Games, and I got this really awesome PlayStation carry bag that is an officially licensed bag to carry around your PlayStation.
I think
1
it's a crossbody bag.
Sure, cool, yes. If
you
you click
wear
the
it
little
across
next
the
photo,
body.
so it skips through to the next photo on the little tab on the photo.
Whoops.
Nope, to go back one. So on the actual photo.
Oh my goodness.
That one. There we go. Yeah, see, there you go. Fits PlayStation in there. It's pretty cool.
Huh.
I like that. And I got those too. I like good strategy guides and Soul Calibur and Time Splitters 2 on PS2. That was some of my
How
latest
cute
pickups.
Mario is. Aww.
No.
Patrick, do you have a thing you want to publish?
plug?
Pluggables?
I don't know. 12
Should
points
we
on your
plug
first
you,
round.
Patrick?
Sorry, come again?
Should we plug you?
Look up.
Well,
what's
I
your
mean-
Instagram page?
I actually don't even know anymore.
I think it's. Is it not DIY Daddy?
It actually isn't DIY Daddy yet,
Oh, it should be.
but it should be and will be and can be.
Because if Patrick's not going to plug it, I'll plug it for him. He does some amazing things with restoring axes, knives, all those just really cool stuff that you find.
A lot of old machinery, a lot of old things. I think Holy Grail so far has been the Peugeot car company actually used to produce woodworking instruments and farm tooling back in the 1830s. And I have one of their draw knives from 1838.
It's
And it
just
actually
cool.
has the lion stamped into it. It's beautiful. And it's still sharp. It hurts.
We can bring it up and show you if you
I
like.
think
Would
it's
you
on
like
there
to?
somewhere.
What's it called? What's your page called?
I think it's PJ Wolfwood.
That sounds familiar.
Wolf like the animal, wood like the tree. There we go.
The top one.
Top one. That's me.
No, the one at the top. Yep.
I'm all private
he's
and
got
stuff.
a private account.
Oh, you better hit follow.
Yeah.
Ah,
Private person
Requested.
requested.
it
we
will
go.
be accepted.
Cool.
All right, and then I do a couple of things. Mr. Benjamin is where I put up all my other stuff that I've found. So I actually I went into a Cash Converters, which is a porn store over here in Australia. And if you scroll down, Jazz,
PAWN. Just saying.
just scroll down a bit, Jazz.
Did you just fall off a chair, Jazz?
I banged into the drawers.
Are you
It's fine.
okay?
Yeah, it was the chair.
Man, it was loud.
Armrest thing.
So I found this guitar. It was one of the last of the sort of basic DSs that I needed before it starts getting really expensive. The Guitar Hero one. Managed to pick that up for, I think, just under $50.
That's good.
Considering it goes for about 120.
Even better. It's simple
yeah.
economics, people.
Yeah. So, and it's really good condition. Came with a charger as well, which was good because I thought, oh, maybe I'm running out of DS chargers. But no, I've got about 4 in my drawer. I opened up, I went, oh, yeah, I've got heaps.
The Royal
Everyone
Sampler.
has. I've got about 8 of them somewhere. I don't know where they even come from.
And then next, what's the next photo there, Jazz? Yeah, I've never seen Floppy. Maybe you would be able to help me out here. This
Yeah,
came
mate.
with a minifig.
Aw.
This
No, it
cost
came
me-
with a set of magnets.
Oh, did it? Well, it cost me $2.50.
I've got it on the. I want to
it.
say either PS3 or the Wii with. There were magnets.
But that's a boxed version.
Yep. They all came like that.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Because and it had a slide out thing. Does it slide out?
Yeah, I think so. Well,
Yeah.
that front lifts up. And
Yep.
that's got
And it
stuff
had.
in it.
I want to say 4 magnets, like fridge magnets for the houses for the
All
different
right,
houses.
for the Harry Potter houses.
Yeah.
right.
That's cute.
Then, yeah, Donkey Kong Land I got for $12 for the retro hunt, which will be going to a good home, hopefully.
Oh, Townsy says he thinks it came with a stylus. Maybe it was different for the DS. The PS3,
Pretty
Wii,
sure it came with a minifig.
and the 360 all came with.
This was $3 in a bag. It's a
That's amazing.
1978 Lego set, number 600. It's just a police vehicle.
Is it
Police patrol.
sealed box?
No. It's over there in my collection over there. That's being held with
Oh,
a
it's so cute.
plastic band. Is my Zelda hole from the other day as well?
Yeah.
Zelda hole.
Look at that glorious obelisk to love and everything
What's
green.
that?
That's a luggage bag thing.
Luggage tag.
Yeah.
You know, for when you need to
Yeah.
tag your luggage.
Yep.
Yep. With all the travelling that I do.
And what's this one?
That's a medallion.
It's a coin.
Oh, that was
For when I need to call upon
from
the power
JB.
of
Oh, that's
Hyrule.
right. It was too, yeah. It's a nice coin.
Yeah, great coin. I think that's about it. Oh no, that's So I found a Mario Brothers movie figure, which I was after, and the book behind it is actually the program from the Japan cinema that King Kaiju brought back for me.
Oh, that's
Oh,
cool.
that's cool.
What a
And
cool
it's a really
guy.
cool program. It's like glossy. They have programs for big movies over in Japan. It's great. Really, really nice.
That's pretty cool.
But I also have a site called Bad Game Arts, where I find the worst game
These are
art
so bad.
of the 90s and early 2000s. So the first one there, Jazz, this is just amazing. Just amazing. It's Crazy Kong.
It reminds me
I
of the.
don't think that's bad game art.
Look at the guy with the hammer, Jazz.
So this is really
Yeah,
funny
it's
whenever
a
Jazz is
style
on because she
choice.
always picks Ben apart for the
It
art
actually
not
looks
being
like
bad.
collage. I don't think that's bad game art.
It's very bad. But, all right, show of hands in the chat in here. Who thinks that's bad game art? I think it's very bad game art.
I think you've just seen that no one's hand went up, mate.
They all went up. See,
don't
Patrick's
know.
just did. All right, next one. So this one I like to go, what's worse, not having nipples or having them in a really weird place?
We work hard.
Is that his nipples
we
on his
play
shoulder?
hard.
No, but one of them has it sort of like up a bit and the other one has it down a bit.
Yeah, that's truly bizarre.
they're very. There's a lot of shading going on there.
There's a lot of light sources going on
There's
there.
a lot going on there. Zap.
And lastly, yep,
Oh, yes.
the classic.
The OG.
And this isn't even the worst Mega Man art that
That's
you'll see.
so bad.
Do you like Tron that squats? Then you'll
Tron
love
that's-
me.
Do you know what the best part
Grease
is?
me up,
Grease
woman.
me up, woman.
That
Okey
Mega
doke.
Man there is playable, I think, in Street Fighter 4.
Oh,
Gross.
the
That's
beautiful
so
hideousness.
Yeah. So you can follow me over there at Bad Game Arts. Bad Game Arts with an S because Bad Game Art was taken by an accountant that doesn't use it anymore and he won't give it to me.
Boo owns.
What's the
Bad
one?
game.
What's that?
Cheggers
What's
Party.
Cheggers Party Quiz?
Checkers party.
That's right, you weren't here last time.
Why does that kind of look like Rodney Dangerfield, but not really?
It's pretty bad. Or have a look at the one next to it. Jazz, go
Cheggers.
one over.
Oh!
So
Julie.
this is either a tale of whimsy and fantasy or a pole dancing scene.
No, this is the prequel to The Exorcist.
Speaking of The Exorcist, Jazz, can you just get out of there and go to that car one? So firstly, look at the clouds.
They're bubbles.
The bubbles.
Secondly, that's a nice picture of a car, yeah? Yeah. That mother effer's got teeth. Look at that grill.
Ooh.
Oh.
Makes it all very sinister all
Very
of a sudden.
Christine. Very Christine. Very Stephen King.
But would they be happy or jovial?
But we've been Hack the Dino. This has been what we do with our lives. I'm sorry. I'd like to apologise to no one, really. It's your own free choice.
I
You're
apologise
here of
for
your
nothing.
Own accord. Jazz, can we maybe be put up on the big screen? You can look at my bad game arts later.
Yeah, sorry.
She's just looking at all the
I'm
really
like
good art.
But I'd like to thank the Underground Ninja, Patrick, for joining us for all the things that we do. Patrick, what's some wise words you got for everyone?
Got to keep that dream alive.
Wow, that's inspirational.
We don't do that here.
Don't do that. No, absolutely do
No,
not.
usually what we do is awkward, gross. Sometimes it involves butts.
That's fair. That's
not
fair.
awkward,
Just
or-
remember, if you ever really want to take advantage of your PS Vita, don't forget the back door.
Totally thought you were going to say pierced something.
The Prince Albert.
Whoa!
The PS Vita. Prince Albert PS Vita.
Oh my God. Put us out of our misery. Nope,
Talk!
nope, you're typing stuff.
Jazz, kill the stream.
Oh, please, before we die.
What? Why aren't you killing the stream? Kill the stream!